Hello, Night Nation. Trace Trelko joined by Adam Eaton here inside the Star, Frisco, Texas, wrapping up Big 12 football media days. And while UCF was not here, what Scott Frost may or may not have said about his tenure in Nebraska with the Athletics' Chris Vannini continues to be a part of the conversation.
A lot of talk about that, but Trace, here's the thing. Scott Frost addressed this a little bit while he was here in Texas, and I think his comments about where he's at, how he feels, and what he's been through are very instructive of his thought process. Let's hear those right now.
But there's good and bad to every place you go, and as sad as you are to leave one place and close the chapter, there's good things waiting for you around the bend too, and you got to try to keep a positive attitude about it. Yeah, I've been through it about as bad as you can go through it, and you learn not to pay any attention or really care what those people think, as long as you're true to your faith and your family and are working as hard as you can. It's not the critic that matters.
You just said you want the emphasis to be on UCF, but your name's popped today from this event because of Nebraska again.
Yeah, I got no more to say.
But it just sort of lingers over. You need to prove some things at UCF and
I'm just
win at
excited
UCF.
to be at UCF. When you go through something that doesn't work, just ready for another chance, and I'm ready for another chance. This is about the Big 12. This is about UCF. I'm excited to be back. Everybody has success in life and has failures in life for all sorts of different reasons. I'm excited to be back in a place where my family and I get treated well, and looking forward for an opportunity to try to do what I love again.
Adam, no matter what was said between Scott Frost and Chris Vannini, the fact is that 2017 is now 8 seasons ago, and in the subsequent seasons when Scott Frost was at Nebraska, he had losing seasons, and I think both of those things are going to continue to be storylines until Scott Frost proves himself in his second stint at UCF.
Despite that, Trace, a lot of Big 12 coaches think Scott Frost can be successful in round 2. In fact, Rich Rod maybe thinks UCF shouldn't have hired him at all. What's that all about? Let's listen to those clips.
Both you and Coach Frost returning.
Yeah, how about that?
Is there a piece of advice that you've been given that you think might work for Coach Frost?
I should ask him that. I mean, Scott and I both kind of made a similar path, and I'm sure he'll tell you the same thing. It usually doesn't happen this way. Usually you never go back to your original place or what have you. And there's a lot of things got to fall in place, right, at the same time, whether it's fate or destiny, I don't know. But, for me, it was 18 years, and it happened. For Scott, it wasn't quite that long. But he's a great football coach and a great person. And I wish they didn't hire him. I wish they had hired somebody crappy, you know what I mean? But he'll do a great job there, and they'll have a good football team.
Learning curve. Do you think a guy like Scott Frost will come back to the Big 12?
I've known Scott since he stopped playing in the NFL and was back in Nebraska when I was working there with Frank Solich. And, he's an outstanding coach. He's been at the Power 5 level. He was at UCF and an American. I'm sure there's a little bit of getting up to speed, but I know like Mike Dawson, one of his assistants, was with us last year. He's got a reference of guys that I think he's too good a football coach not to get themselves acclimated pretty quickly, and he'll do a fine job there.
What's one piece of advice you would give Coach Frost coming back into the Big 12?
Shoot, I don't know. Scott's done very well. The last time he was at that place, they won about 15 games. That may be an exaggeration. 13, 14, they had a good year. Scott can probably handle that himself. I listened to him, visited with him a little bit in Orlando. One thing he did do is, when we were in Orlando at the meetings, when you have those functions, business meetings, they have like big desserts all over the place. And there was this huge cookie, like this big and like that thick, and had all the kind of frosting on it. And I know I do this. You see people like when they just like take part of it because they're like, I'm not going to eat all this. And he just took part of it and he ate it. Then he took the other part and he ate it. And by the time the meeting was over, he ate the whole cookie. So after that, I said, Scott, you might as well just commit early and take the whole cookie and eat the whole thing. I said, you did what everybody else does. You're still young enough you can do it. That'd be the only advice I have for him.
Well, Trace, if you like those, plenty more where that came from. More coaches available soon on the Sons of UCF YouTube channel.
We hope you have enjoyed our coverage of Big 12 football media days here from Frisco, Texas. For Adam Eaton, I'm Trace Trelko. Go Knights!
Charge on.